So, what is your advice to anyone who decides to commit their life to music?
Oof. Now, the first piece of advice is don't do that. that's my first piece. Do not commit your life to music. There's a TikTok trend. I don't know if you watch TikTok. There's a TikTok trend going around about all these professionals talking about the 5 things they'd never do. Like there was an emergency tech. There's an attorney. There's a chiropractor talking about the 5 things that they wouldn't do having their experience as a chiropractor. Most of them said I would never ride a motorcycle because they've seen motorcycle accidents and blah, 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 and the damage and the injuries and whatnot. They say they'd never ride in a car without a seatbelt, So I'm gonna do a TikTok trend, I think. And the 5 things that I would never do as a professional musician is make music my life. I would never do that. I love music, and music has carried me all over the world. I'm very grateful for music, but we're not what we do. We play music. We are not musicians. We are human beings who play music. We are musical, we're artistic, we're creative, but that goes across every field. That artistry, creativity, innovation, that can exist in any field, whether it's sports, Tiger Woods, Venus and Serena Williams, whether it's science, whether it's academics, whatever it is. So we are artistic, creative people, but we play music, we play instruments. So I would never commit my life. It wouldn't become a cause, I would play music and then be able to find some space and some distance. Right? Number 2, I would practice more, a lot more, understanding the importance of why you practice and how to practice is something that came much later for me. So as a professional musician, like I said, number 1, I wouldn't make music my entire life. Number 2, I would definitely practice. And I would practice every day. You're working out muscles. It's like for people who are into fitness. You can't expect to become fit and have ripped abs and be in the kind of shape that you want to be in, but you don't work out every day and you sit around eating, bonbons all the time. So practicing is something that you dedicate yourself to help you to perfect your craft. So that's number 2. I would practice a lot more. Number 3, I would never take musical situations personally. That's one of the trickiest ones, because if somebody says something about the way you play that's negative, and they don't really mean it maliciously or as an insult, they just mean, you're dragging, you're rushing, you immediately. It's not even really a critique. It's more of a criticism. It's like, listen, don't drag. Don't take that personally. Don't drag. Now, of course, if you're not dragging, then that's just, something else that has to be worked out. But the way we communicate to one another on the bandstand, it takes saying we're here to play music, which is very personal, because we're all, intimately intertwined for that hour and a half, and we get in our heads and it's playing too loud, dragging, playing too many notes, playing out of tune. We take these things personally, and we have to remember that we're human beings doing something that's extremely complicated, because we're all doing it at the same time, but we all have very different points of view of how we're going to do it. So number 3 is I would try to remove ego and hurt feelings from the proceedings, because even if a musician curses you out, that's not about you. They don't know how to use their words. They don't know how to communicate. Even if you were doing something just dead wrong, it's a mistake. Nobody's up there trying to sabotage the music on purpose. You know, we're all up here trying to make it happen. And if you don't like playing, we call somebody else. You know, don't call me anymore. You take my phone number out your book. It's all good. No harm, no foul. You know, and we can still hang. You go play some, cards or whatever, some gin rummy or whatever. You know what I mean? But we don't have to make this antagonistic, ugly kind of thing. So number 1, not make music my life. Number 2, practice more. Number 3, not take things personally. Number 4, I would compose more. Always compose, always compose, always compose. That is the thing you have to do. And that's the thing that really will wind up supporting you in the end, is the publishing. Playing music is fantastic. That's great. But if you really only want to do music to support yourself, you better write. Because that stuff gets on records, gets into TV, gets into movies, commercial jingles, radio. The music is the money, the real money is in the writing. And I guess there's a 5th thing. I hope I remember these things from my TikTok video. The 5th thing would be learn to play as many instruments as possible. The trend is supposed to be the 5 things you would never do. So I guess I have to say I would never just play one instrument. I'd play as many instruments. Look at Prince. What's the Norwegian guy's name? Bjork? Hell, Christian McBride, Nicholas Payton, Donald Brown. Play as many instruments as humanly possible. And not so much just to make the money and to work, of course, for that too, but just to have different modes of expression. Be versatile. Diversify your portfolio, as they say. Yeah.